I'm staring at my bank statement when the world stops making sense. The number where my college fund should be reads 0, not low, not almost empty. 0. My name is Mara, and I've been the good daughter for 23 years. The one who never asked for anything. The one who cleaned up messes I didn't make. The one who smiled and nodded when my parents said just this once about my brother Alan for the 100th time. Mara, honey, we need to talk. Mum's voice drifts from the kitchen, that careful tone she uses when she's about to ask me to swallow something bitter. I walk downstairs, clutching the bank statement, my nursing textbooks heavy in my other arm. Finals are next week. Tuition is due tomorrow. The scholarship only covers half. Mum and Dad sit at the kitchen table like they're waiting for a funeral to start. Dad won't look at me. Mum's eyes are red. Sit down, sweetheart. Where's my money? I place the statement on the table between us. Mum flinches. Alan needed help. He was going to lose everything. He already lost everything. Twice. My voice sounds steadier than I feel. You promised this money was mine. You promised it was untouchable. We had no choice. Dad finally speaks. He was going to jail, Mara. Real jail this time. So instead, I can't finish school. That's not. We'll figure something out. You're smart. You're resourceful. You always land on your feet. I almost laugh. Always land on your feet. Like it's some kind of superpower instead of survival. Where is he now? Rehab. A really good facility upstate. He's getting the help he needs. For the 3rd time. This is different. He's committed. He called yesterday, said he's never felt clearer. I remember Alan's last call to me 3 months ago. Slurred words, asking for money, hanging up when I said no. I remember the call before that, and the one before that. How much? Mum and Dad exchange a look. How much of my money did you give him? All of it. Dad's voice cracks. 37,000. But Mara, we'll pay you back. We just need time. Time. I repeat the word like it's foreign. I needed time too. 4 years of it. To finish my degree. You can get loans. You can work. You're young. You have options. I already work. 20 hours a week at the clinic, plus tutoring. I was supposed to focus on school this last year, not figure out how to survive. Mum reaches across the table. You're the strong one, honey. You always have been. Alan is fragile. He needs... What about what I need? The question hangs in the air. I've never asked it before, not like this, not with this edge. We raised you to be better than this, Mum says quietly, to be there for family. You raised me to be convenient. Dad's face hardens. That's enough. We did what we had to do. Alan is sick. You're healthy. You're capable. Sometimes that means making sacrifices. I've been making sacrifices my whole life. My voice rises. Remember when I gave up dance because Alan needed a lawyer? Remember when I took the bus to prom because Alan crashed the car? Remember when I worked summers instead of doing internships because someone had to help with bills while Alan was finding himself? Those were different. No, they weren't. They were practice. Practice for this moment when you take everything I worked for and hand it to him like it was yours to give. Mum starts crying. We're a family. Families help each other. Families don't steal from each other. Don't use that word. Dad's voice is sharp. We're your parents. Everything we do is for this family. Everything you do is for Alan. I stand up, my legs shaky. The kitchen feels smaller suddenly, like the walls are closing in. We'll make this right, Mom says through her tears. I promise. Your promises don't mean anything anymore. I walk upstairs to my room and start packing. 1 bag. That's all I need. Everything else in this house belongs to someone else anyway. My phone buzzes. A text from Mom. Please don't do anything rash. We love you. We can work this out. I turn off my phone and zip the bag closed. 23 years of being the good daughter ends tonight. I don't know who I'll be tomorrow, but I know one thing for certain. Never again. Nina opens her apartment door at 11 p.m. in pyjamas, takes one look at my face and steps aside. Couch or air mattress? Couch is fine. She doesn't ask questions. That's why we've been best friends since sophomore year. Nina knows when to talk and when to just hand you a blanket. There's leftover pizza in the fridge. And wine. Lots of wine. I drop my bag by the door. I need to find 3 jobs by Monday. Okay. We'll figure it out. She sits cross-legged on the floor while I collapse onto her couch. What happened? I tell her everything. The empty account, the promises, Alan in his expensive rehab, while I'm calculating how many shifts I need to cover rent somewhere. Jesus, Mara. That's not just messed up, that's theft. I was going to say fucked, but yeah. Theft works. My phone starts buzzing. Mum calling. I decline. It buzzes again. Dad this time. Decline. You should probably... No. I turn the phone face down. I'm done being available for their guilt trips. Nina nods. Good. What do you need? A job. Maybe 2 jobs. Definitely a new phone plan they can't track. I meant tonight. Sleep. And to not think about how I'm going to explain to my professors why I can't pay tuition. The phone buzzes again. Text from Mum. Honey, please come home. Let's talk about this like adults. I show Nina the screen. She rolls her eyes. Adults don't steal their kids' college fund. Adults don't abandon their family over money. Nina stares at me. Did you just quote your mum? Maybe. Mara, they trained you to think like this. You know that, right? I don't answer because she's right and it makes my chest tight. The next few weeks blur together. I find work at a diner, a retail store, and pick up extra tutoring gigs. Nina lets me stay rent-free until I can afford my own place, which means I'm working 60 hours a week and sleeping 4 hours a night. Mum calls every few days. I let them go to voicemail. Mara, it's Mum. I know you're angry, but this silence is killing me. Call me back. Sweetie, it's been 2 weeks. Your father and I are worried sick. Please, just let us know you're okay. Alan asked about you today. He's doing really well. He wants to apologise when he gets out. I delete them all. Dad tries a different approach. Texts about practical things. Your insurance expires next month. Call me. Tax documents came. Need your address. Mum made your favourite cookies. They're going stale. I block his number too. Nina finds me crying over my statistics homework at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. This is insane. You're killing yourself. I'm surviving. Barely. When's the last time you ate something that wasn't coffee? I can't remember. You need to let someone help you. I'm helping myself. By working yourself to death, that's not help, that's punishment. She's right, but I don't know how to stop. Every time I slow down, I think about Alan in his comfortable rehab. Probably doing yoga and talking about his feelings while I'm here calculating whether I can afford both groceries and gas. 3 months pass. I find a tiny studio apartment above a laundromat. The rent is cheap because it smells like fabric softener and the walls are thin, but it's mine. Nina helps me move my 2 boxes of belongings. This is depressing, she says, looking around the empty space. It's freedom. It's a prison cell with a hot plate. It's mine, she softens. I know. I'm proud of you. For what? Living in poverty? For choosing yourself. 6 months later, I'm walking across the stage at graduation, alone. I scan the crowd out of habit, looking for familiar faces that aren't there. Nina cheers loud enough for 10 people. Her parents drove down and wave like I'm their daughter too. After the ceremony, I check my phone. 1 new message. A Christmas card in my email. The photo shows my parents and Alan in matching sweaters, all smiles. Alan looks healthy, clean-shaven, like he's never caused a day of trouble in his life. The message inside is simple. Please come home. Let's let bygones be bygones. I stare at the card for a long time. Alan's arm is around Mom's shoulders. Dad is smiling, that careful smile he uses for photos. They look like the perfect family, like I was never there at all. I close my laptop and pour myself a glass of wine. Nina's right. This apartment is depressing, but it's also quiet. No one here needs saving. No one here takes my things and calls it love. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. Mara? It's Alan. I got your number from Mum. I'm out now and I really want to talk. I delete the voicemail without listening to the rest. But I keep the Christmas card. I'm staring at the Christmas card when Nina walks into the coffee shop, dragging someone behind her. Mara, this is Penelope, the lawyer I told you about. The woman extends her hand. Sharp suit, sharper eyes. Nina says your family screwed you over. That's one way to put it. Penelope sits down without being invited. Tell me what happened. I give her the short version. College fund, empty account, Alan's 3rd rehab stint. How much? 37,000. Did you have any legal claim to the money? It was in a joint account. My name was on it, but so were theirs. What about documentation? Emails, texts, anything showing they promised it was yours? I pull out my phone and scroll back through old messages, screenshots of college planning conversations, emails about scholarship applications, texts where Mom called it Mara's college money. Penelope reviews them quickly. This is good. Very good. Good how? Good as in you might have a case. Breach of fiduciary duty, possibly conversion. The fact that they explicitly called it your money in writing helps. Nina leans forward. So she can sue them? Potentially. But Mara needs to decide if that's what she wants. The question hangs in the air. Sue my parents. The words feel foreign. What would that look like? Demand letter first. Formal notice that you want the money back with interest and damages. If they refuse, we file suit. And if I win, you get your money back, plus legal fees, potentially punitive damages for the emotional distress. And if I lose, you're out legal fees and your family never speaks to you again. They're barely speaking to me now. Penelope slides a business card across the table. Think about it, but don't think too long. There are statutes of limitations. After she leaves, Nina and I sit in silence. You're considering it. Maybe. Good. They deserve it. It's not about what they deserve. It's about what I can live with. Can you live with them getting away with it? Before I can answer, my phone buzzes. Alan again. Mara, please. I know you're mad, but I'm different now. I want to make things right. I show Nina the screen. Block him. I can't. Not yet. Why not? Because part of me wants to hear what he has to say. The part that still thinks he might actually change this time? Maybe. Nina grabs my phone and starts scrolling through Alan's social media. Look at this. Photos from last week. Alan at some trendy restaurant, expensive watch on his wrist, caption about new beginnings and grateful for family support. He's posting about fresh starts while you're eating ramen for dinner. Nina, no, look at this one. A video of Alan at what looks like a bar, laughing with friends, talking about his crazy year like it was some adventure instead of the reason I'm working 3 jobs. Posted 2 days ago. So much for being different. My stomach drops. He's drinking again. Looks like it. I scroll through more posts. Alan living it up. No mention of consequences or apologies. Just Alan being Alan. Charming and careless and completely unaware that his actions have costs. I need to go home. To your apartment? No. Home. Nina stares at me. Are you insane? I need to see them. I need to understand how they can look at themselves in the mirror. Mara, that's a terrible idea. Probably. But I'm going to do it anyway. I pull up the Christmas card on my phone and hit reply. I'll be there Christmas Day. We need to talk. The response comes back in minutes. Oh, honey, we're so happy. We've missed you so much. Alan will be thrilled. I screenshot the message and send it to Penelope with a note. I want to move forward with the demand letter. Can you have it ready by Christmas? Her response is immediate. Absolutely. This should be interesting. Nina shakes her head. You're really going to serve your parents with legal papers on Christmas? I'm going to give them one chance to do the right thing. And if they don't, then they'll find out what happens when you push the good daughter too far. My phone buzzes again. Alan trying to call. This time I answer. Mara! God, it's so good to hear your voice. Alan. Look, I know things got complicated, but I'm clean now. Really clean. And I want to pay you back. With what money? I'm getting back on my feet. I have some opportunities. Stop. What? Just stop. I'll see you at Christmas. Wait, Mara. I hang up and turn to Nina. Now I block him. What changed your mind? He said he wants to pay me back, but he's posting videos of himself spending money at bars. Same lies, different day. Nina raises her coffee cup. To Christmas dinner from hell. To getting what's mine. We clink cups, and for the first time in months I smile. Penelope's office smells like leather and expensive coffee. She spreads documents across her desk like she's building a case for murder. Bank records, email chains, text messages. Your parents documented everything beautifully. They weren't trying to incriminate themselves. No, but they did anyway. Look at this. She points to a printout. Email from your mother to your father. We have to use Mara's money for Alan. She'll understand. She always does. My hands shake reading it. When was this sent? 3 days before they emptied your account. So they planned it. Premeditated financial theft. Makes the case stronger. I flip through more documents. Screenshots of family group texts where they discussed Alan's situation and how to handle Mara. Like I was a problem to be managed instead of a person being robbed. There's more. Penelope pulls out another folder. I did some digging into Alan's finances. How did you... Public records, court filings, your brother's been busy. She slides photos across the desk. Alan's mugshot from 2 weeks ago, arrest report for assault and public intoxication. He's been out of rehab for 4 months. This is his second arrest since then. My stomach drops. My parents don't know. Are you sure? I think about Mum's recent texts, the forced cheerfulness, the way she keeps saying Alan is doing so well. They have to know. They always know. There's something else. Penelope's voice gets careful. The rehab facility? The one that cost $37,000. What about it? It only costs $15,000 for a 3-month program. The room goes quiet except for the hum of her computer. Where did the other $22,000 go? Alan's debts, credit cards, a loan shark, back rent on an apartment he trashed. Your college fund didn't just pay for rehab. It paid for his entire mess. I stare at the papers until the numbers blur together. They lied about everything. It gets worse. She pulls out more documents. Your father took out a second mortgage on the house. $45,000. Guess when? When? Last month. Right around the time Alan got arrested again. So they're still giving him money. Looks like it. My phone buzzes. Text from Mom. Can't wait to see you Christmas. Alan is so excited. He's been clean for 6 months. I show Penelope the message. 6 months. But he was arrested 2 weeks ago. They're living in complete denial. Or they're lying to keep you from asking questions. I think about all the times Mum called Alan fragile and me strong. All the times they asked me to be understanding, to be patient, to be the bigger person. I need air. Outside Penelope's building, I call Nina. How bad is it? Worse than I thought. They didn't just steal my money. They're still stealing. Second mortgage, more debts, more lies. Jesus, what are you going to do? I don't know. Part of me wants to call them right now and scream. But part of me wants to see how far they'll go. How many lies they'll tell to my face. That sounds dangerous. Probably. A car honks nearby. Someone's yelling about parking. Normal people having normal problems. Nina, what if I'm wrong? What if they really believe Alan is clean and I'm just being vindictive? Mara, you have arrest records. You have bank statement. You have their own words in writing. But what if... Stop! You're doing that thing where you make excuses for them. She's right. Even now, with evidence spread across a lawyer's desk, I'm looking for ways to let them off the hook. I'm scared. Of what? Of what happens after. If I do this, if I really go through with it, there's no going back. There's already no going back. They made sure of that when they stole from you. I walk back into Penelope's office. She's on the phone, but hangs up when she sees me. That was interesting. I just spoke to someone at Alan's rehab facility. And? He left after 6 weeks, against medical advice. They refunded half the money to your parents. So they got money back. $18,000. Never mentioned it to you, I'm guessing. No. They let me think it was all gone. Penelope leans back in her chair. Mara, your family has stolen from you multiple times. They're still stealing. And they're lying about it while asking you to come home for Christmas. What do you think I should do? I think you should let me finish this demand letter. And I think you should be very careful at that dinner. Careful how? They're not inviting you home to apologise. They're inviting you home to manage you, to make sure you stay quiet about what they've done. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a group text to me, Mom, Dad, and Alan. Alan. Can't wait to see my favourite sister. Got so much to tell you about my recovery journey. Mom. It's going to be perfect. Hitchy ace, just like old times. Dad. Looking forward to having the family together again. I screenshot the conversation and send it to Penelope. They're all in on it. Looks that way. Then let's give them what they deserve. I'm 8 years old, sitting on the stairs in my pyjamas, listening to my parents fight about Alan in the kitchen. He's just experimenting, Mum says. All teenagers try things. He stole money from my wallet, Lauren. That's not experimenting. We can't tell anyone about this. What would people think? I think they'd think we have a problem. We don't have a problem. Alan has a problem. There's a difference. Even at 8, I knew that was wrong, but I also knew better than to say anything. The memory hits me while I'm stocking shelves at work. My phone buzzes with another text from Mum. Honey, I've been thinking about our conversation from last year. I know we hurt you, but we're family. Family forgives. I screenshot it and add it to the folder I'm building for Penelope. My manager Phoebe walks over. You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Just family stuff. The good kind, or the kind that makes you want to change your name and move to Alaska? Alaska's looking pretty good right now. She laughs, but her eyes are concerned. You've been distracted lately. Everything all right? I'm going home for Christmas, first time in over a year. That's good, right? We'll see. After work, I meet Nina at our usual coffee shop. She's already ordered for both of us. You look terrible. Thanks. That's exactly what I needed to hear. I'm serious. When's the last time you slept? I sleep. Real sleep. Not passing out from exhaustion. I can't remember. The nightmares started a few weeks ago. Dreams where I'm back in my childhood bedroom, but the walls are closing in and I can't find the door. I keep thinking about this time when Alan was 16, I say. He crashed Dad's car into a mailbox, drunk. Mum made me promise not to tell anyone at school. You were what, 13? 12. She said it was our family's private business and that good families protect each other. That's messed up. I believed her. I thought keeping secrets was what love looked like. Nina's phone buzzes. She glances at it and frowns. What? Angela, you remember her? Family friend from your neighbourhood? Yeah. Why? She's asking about you. Says your mum called her, worried about your mental state. My stomach drops. What did she say? Nina shows me the text. Lauren says Mara's been acting erratic since she moved out, refusing to talk to family, making wild accusations. She's worried Mara might do something dramatic at Christmas. They're setting the narrative. What do you mean? They're telling people I'm unstable, so when I confront them, no one will believe me. My phone rings. Alan. Don't answer it, Nina says. I have to. I need to know what he's going to say. I pick up. Mara? God, I've been trying to reach you for weeks. I've been busy. Look, I know you're mad about the money thing, but I want to make it right. I'm different now. Rehab really worked this time. Which rehab? The one you left after 6 weeks. Silence. How did you... I know a lot of things, Alan, like how you got arrested 2 weeks ago. That was a misunderstanding. The charges were dropped. Because Dad paid someone off? Mara, you don't understand. I'm trying to get my life together, but it's complicated. It's always complicated with you. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? My voice rises. Fair would have been leaving my college fund alone. Fair would have been getting a job instead of stealing from your sister. I didn't steal anything. Mum and Dad made that decision. To pay your debts with my money. It's not your money, it's family money. The words hit like a slap. Family money. Yeah, we're all in this together. No, Alan, you're in this. The rest of us are just paying for it. You're being dramatic. I'm being honest. There's a difference. Look, just come home for Christmas. We'll work everything out. Mum's making your favourite cookies. The ones she made last year when you were supposed to be in rehab but were actually living with that dealer in Queens. Another silence. How do you know about that? I know everything, Alan. Every lie, every cover-up, every time Mom and Dad chose you over me. They never chose me over you. They emptied my college fund. That was different. How? Because I needed help and you didn't. I needed help too. I needed parents who didn't steal from me. God, you're so selfish. Do you know what I've been through? Do you know how hard it's been? Do you know how hard it's been for me? You're fine. You always land on your feet. There it is. The family motto. Mara always lands on her feet, so Mara doesn't need help. I'll see you at Christmas, Alan. Wait, Mara. I hang up and turn to Nina. He called me selfish. Of course he did. For wanting my own money back. They've trained him well. My phone buzzes with a text from Dad. Your mother is very upset. Alan says you were cruel to him on the phone. This isn't like you. I show Nina. They're closing ranks. Let them. I have something they don't. What's that? The truth. And a really good lawyer. I text Penelope. How's that demand letter coming? Her response is immediate. Ready when you are. This is going to be fun. Nina raises her coffee cup. To the truth? To making them face it. We clink cups, and I feel something I haven't felt in months. Power. Penelope's conference room feels like a war room. Legal documents spread across the mahogany table, 2 copies of everything. One for them, one for me. Let's run through this again, she says, sliding the demand letter toward me. You walk in, say hello, sit down for dinner. When the moment feels right. How will I know when the moment feels right? Trust me, you'll know. They'll say something that makes your blood boil. They always do. I read through the letter again. Formal language that basically says, pay me back my $37,000 plus interest and damages, or I'm taking you to court. What if they just laugh? Then we file suit Monday morning. I already have the paperwork ready. She shows me a second folder, thick with legal documents. Civil suit for conversion, breach of fiduciary duty, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We're asking for the original amount plus punitive damages. How much in punitive damages? 50,000. Jesus! They stole from their own daughter to fund their son's addiction. A jury won't like that. My phone buzzes. Text from Mum. Can you bring dessert tomorrow? I forgot to ask earlier. So excited to see you. They have no idea what's coming, I say. Good. Keep it that way. After the meeting, I drive to Nina's apartment. She's wrapping Christmas presents on her living room floor. How did it go? I'm either about to get justice or destroy my family forever. Maybe both. That's what I'm afraid of. Nina stops wrapping. Are you having second thoughts? Every 5 minutes. What's the worst thing that could happen? They disown me. Tell everyone I'm crazy. I lose what's left of my family. And what's the best thing that could happen? They pay me back and admit what they did was wrong. Which do you think is more likely? I don't answer because we both know. My phone rings. Angela, the family friend. Should I answer? Put it on speaker. Mara, honey, it's Angela. I just wanted to check on you before tomorrow. I'm fine, Angela. Your mother is worried. She says you've been saying some concerning things about the family. What kind of concerning things? About money? About Alan? She's afraid you might cause a scene tomorrow. Nina rolls her eyes. I'm not planning to cause a scene. Good. Because you know how people talk. The whole neighbourhood will be watching to see how this goes. Let them watch. Mara, honey, your parents love you. They've made mistakes, but haven't we all? Christmas is about forgiveness. Is it about accountability too? Well, yes, but then we're all set. I hang up and turn to Nina. She's reporting back to my mother. Obviously, what did you expect? I don't know. Maybe one person who isn't completely under their spell. You have me. You don't count. You're not family. I'm better than family. I chose to be here. That night, I can't sleep. I keep rehearsing different scenarios. Mom crying, Dad yelling, Alan storming out. In every version, I'm the villain. At 3 a.m, I get up and check my email. Message from Mum, sent an hour ago. Sweetheart, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about how much I've missed you this year. I know we hurt you and I'm sorry. I hope tomorrow we can start fresh. Love, Mum. I stare at the message for a long time. It sounds sincere. It sounds like the mother I remember from before Alan's problems took over everything. Then I remember the bank statements, the lies about rehab, the second mortgage they never mentioned. I delete the email without responding. At 7 a.m, Nina finds me sitting at her kitchen table, fully dressed. You're up early. Couldn't sleep. Nervous? Terrified. She pours coffee and sits across from me. You know you don't have to do this. Yes, I do. You could just go to dinner, have a nice time, leave the legal stuff for later. And let them think they got away with it? Would that be so bad? I look at her. Would you let someone steal $40,000 from you? If it was my parents, I don't know. That's the problem. We make excuses for family that we'd never make for strangers. Maybe that's not always wrong. Maybe it is. My phone buzzes. Text from Alan. Bringing my girlfriend to dinner today. Hope that's okay. Can't wait for you to meet her. I show Nina. He's bringing a girlfriend to the family confrontation? He doesn't know it's a confrontation. This is going to be a disaster. Good. Let us see what kind of family she's getting involved with. I stand up and grab my purse. Inside is the demand letter, folded neatly in a manila envelope. You sure about this? No, but I'm doing it anyway. Want me to come with you? Penelope's meeting me there. Your lawyer is coming to Christmas dinner. She's coming as my friend. The lawyer part is just a bonus. Nina hugs me. Call me when it's over. What if they never speak to me again? Then you'll know where you really stood with them. I drive toward my childhood home, the demand letter burning a hole in my purse. In a few hours, everything will be different. I just hope I'm ready for what different looks like. The house looks exactly the same. Red door, white shutters, the wreath Mum puts up every December. I sit in my car for 5 minutes watching Penelope park behind me. She gets out wearing a burgundy dress and carrying a bottle of wine. Anyone would think she's just a friend coming to dinner. Ready? She asks. No. Good. That means you're taking this seriously. Mum opens the door before we can knock. She's wearing the green dress she saves for special occasions, her smile too bright. Mara! Oh, honey, you look so thin. Are you eating enough? She hugs me like nothing happened, like she didn't steal my future and lie about it for over a year. This is my friend Penelope. Any friend of Mara's is welcome here. Come in, come in. The dining room is set for 6. Christmas china, cloth napkins, candles. Alan sits at the table with a blonde woman who looks uncomfortable. Mara! Alan jumps up, arms wide. This is Jessica. Jess, this is my baby sister. Jessica smiles nervously. Alan talks about you all the time. All good things, I hope. Dad appears from the kitchen carrying a turkey. There she is. Our prodigal daughter returns. I'm not prodigal, Dad. I'm just not speaking to you. The room goes quiet. Jessica looks confused. Well, Mom says quickly, let's sit down. Everything's getting cold. We take our seats. I'm across from Alan, Penelope beside me. Angela sits at the far end, watching everything like she's at a tennis match. So, Penelope, Mom says, passing the stuffing, how do you know Mara? Through work, Penelope says smoothly. I'm a lawyer. Dad's fork stops halfway to his mouth. What kind of law? Civil litigation, mostly family disputes. Alan laughs. Family disputes? Like what, custody battles? Financial disputes, actually, when family members take advantage of each other. The temperature in the room drops 10 degrees. That sounds depressing, Jessica says. Do you ever win? Usually. People don't like thieves, even when they're related to the victims. Mum sets down her wine glass. Mara, is there something you want to say? Actually, yes. I reach into my purse and pull out the manila envelope. The paper crinkles as I set it on the table. What's that? Dad asks. A bill. Alan snorts. A bill? For what? For $37,000 plus interest plus damages for emotional distress. The silence is deafening. Jessica looks around the table like she's waiting for someone to explain the joke. Mum's face goes white. Mara, what are you doing? I'm collecting what you owe me. We don't owe you anything, Dad says. We're your parents. You're thieves. Don't use that word in this house. What word would you prefer? Embezzlers? Fraudsters? Alan slams his hand on the table. Are you insane? They helped me when I needed it. That's what families do. With my money. It wasn't your money. It was family money. Then why did you all call it Mara's College Fund in your emails? Mom gasps. You read our emails? I subpoenaed them. Penelope slides a second folder across the table. This is a lawsuit. If the bill isn't paid within 30 days, we file it. Dad opens the folder, his face getting redder with each page. You're suing us? Your own parents? I'm recovering stolen property. We raised you, we fed you, clothed you, put a roof over your head for 18 years. And I thanked you by being the perfect daughter, by cleaning up Alan's messes, by keeping your secrets, by sacrificing everything so he could keep destroying his life. I'm not destroying my life, Alan says. I'm in recovery. You were arrested 2 weeks ago. Jessica turns to Alan. You were arrested? It was nothing. A misunderstanding. For assault and public intoxication, I continue, while you were supposedly 6 months sober. Mara, stop, Mom pleads. You're embarrassing us. Good. You should be embarrassed. Angela clears her throat. Maybe this is a private family matter. No, I say. You're here because Mom wanted witnesses. She wanted people to see me being unreasonable so she could play the victim later. That's not true, Mom says, but her voice shakes. Isn't it? You called Angela and told her I was unstable. You've been setting the narrative for weeks. Dad stands up. I think you should leave. I think you should pay me. We don't have $37,000. Then you shouldn't have stolen $37,000. We didn't steal anything. We used family money for a family emergency. Alan's drug debts aren't a family emergency. They're Alan's problem. Alan jumps up. Screw you, Mara. I never asked you to be perfect. I never asked you to sacrifice anything. You never had to ask. Mum and Dad asked for you. That's enough, Mum says, tears streaming down her face. This is Christmas. This is supposed to be about love and forgiveness. It's about accountability. You're destroying this family. I'm not destroying anything. I'm just refusing to pretend it was ever whole. Penelope stands up. You have until Monday morning to respond to the demand letter. After that, we file suit. She heads for the door. I follow her. Mara, wait, Mum calls. Please don't do this. We can work something out. I turn back. You had a year to work something out. You chose to lie instead. We love you. No, you don't. You love the idea of me, the daughter who never complains, never asks for anything, never holds you accountable. But that daughter is gone. Alan's face is red with rage. You're dead to us. Good. Then we're even. I walk out, leaving the door open behind me. The cold air hits my face like freedom. Penelope is already in her car. How do you feel? Empty, but good empty, like I finally put down something heavy. They'll call tonight, probably multiple times. Let them call. I get in my car and drive away from the house where I learned that love was conditional and sacrifice was expected. I don't look back. I'm standing on Nina's balcony, breathing in the cold December air when my phone starts buzzing. Mum, Dad, Alan. Over and over. You going to answer any of those? Nina asks, handing me a glass of wine. Eventually. The calls stop. Then the texts start. Mum. Mara, please. Let's talk about this rationally. Dad. This is insane. You're tearing apart the family. Alan. I hope you're happy. Mum's been crying for hours. I show Nina the messages. Classic manipulation. Making you responsible for their emotions. It's working a little. Don't let it. My phone rings again. This time it's Angela. I should probably take this. Mara, what on earth happened back there? I told the truth. You humiliated your parents in front of their friends. They humiliated themselves when they stole from me. That's a very harsh way to put it. It's an accurate way to put it. Your mother is devastated. She says she doesn't understand how you became so cold. I became cold when they chose Alan over me for the 1,000th time. He's sick, Mara. Addiction is a disease. And theft is a crime. Angela sighs. I've known your family for 15 years. They're good people who made a mistake. They're people who made a choice. Multiple choices. And now they're facing consequences. Is this really worth destroying your relationship with them? They destroyed the relationship when they lied to me for over a year. After I hang up, Nina and I sit in comfortable silence. My phone keeps buzzing, but I ignore it. You know what's funny? I say. What? I feel lighter, like I've been holding my breath for 23 years and I can finally exhale. That's not funny. That's sad. Maybe both. The next morning, Penelope calls. Your father wants to meet, just him. Where? Neutral territory, that coffee shop on 5th Street. When? This afternoon. He says he wants to discuss terms. Dad looks older when I walk into the coffee shop. Greyer, more tired. He's already ordered for both of us. Your usual, he says, pushing a latte toward me. 2 sugars, no foam. Thanks. We sit without talking for a minute. The coffee shop is busy, full of people doing normal things. Shopping, laughing, not suing their families. Your mother didn't sleep last night. Neither did I. This isn't you, Mara. This vindictive person. This isn't who we raised. You raised me to be convenient, to clean up messes and ask no questions, but you didn't raise me to be stupid. We raised you to be family. Family doesn't steal from each other. He rubs his temples. We were desperate. Alan was going to jail. So you made that my problem? We thought you'd understand. You always understand. I understood that you chose him over me. Again. It wasn't about choosing. It was exactly about choosing. You had 2 children and limited resources. You chose to save one by sacrificing the other. You're stronger than he is. I'm tired of being strong. Dad pulls out his checkbook. How much do you want? It's not about money anymore. Then what's it about? Acknowledgement, apology, accountability. I'm sorry. We're all sorry. Sorry you got caught, or sorry you did it. He doesn't answer. That's what I thought. I stand to leave, but he grabs my wrist. If we pay you, will you drop the lawsuit? If you pay me and admit what you did was wrong, yes. And if we don't, then I'll see you in court. You'd really do that? Drag your family through a public trial? You dragged me through a year of lies and financial ruin. I think we're even. He writes a check and slides it across the table. $37,000. There! Are we done? I look at the check. This covers the principal. What about interest and damages? Don't push it, Mara. I'm not pushing anything. I'm collecting what I'm owed. He writes another check. $15,000. That's it. That's all we have. I take both checks and stand up. What about the apology? I'm sorry you feel hurt. That's not an apology. That's deflection. It's all you're getting. I walk toward the door, then turn back. Dad? When Alan needs money again, and he will, don't call me. We won't. Good. Outside, I call Penelope. I have the money. All of it? 52,000. Close enough. How do you feel? Rich and free. That evening, Nina and I are celebrating with takeout and wine when my phone buzzes one last time. Alan. You destroyed everything. I hope you're happy. I type back, I am. Then I block his number. Nina raises her glass. To the woman who refused to be convenient anymore. To the woman they accidentally created when they pushed too far. We drink, and I realise something. I'm not the good daughter anymore. I'm not the family scapegoat. I'm not anyone's safety net or emotional support animal. I'm just Mara. And for the first time in my life, that's enough. My phone sits silent on the table. No more guilt trips, no more manipulation, no more being responsible for other people's choices. I pick up the Christmas card they sent me and drop it in the trash. They thought breaking me would keep me theirs forever. Instead, they taught me I was strong enough to break free. Best lesson they ever gave me.